Hi everyone, I am making you what's called a screencast video so that you have the directions for reading response number 2, which is due February 2nd. So thanks for listening to this. I love to use technology in creative ways in my class, and I find that previous students have told me that they found this helpful because even this is exactly what I would do if we were in class and I was going over the assignment, but some students appreciate being able to play the video several times if they need to hear the directions several times. So I invite you to do that if you get lost, or you can pause and re-listen. But I also invite you, after you hear this screencast, if you need any additional information about this assignment, please feel free to bring that up in class this coming week. So let's just get to the gist of what this assignment is about. So again, you're new in this semester, and I really think reading responses are important. One, first, I just want to hold you accountable. If I have you do this reading, I want to make sure that you are engaging with that reading and that you get credit for that reading, and I cannot wait to read your reading responses. This is another way I build community with you, is by reading about what you think about these articles and how you are connecting to the ideas in the article. And so please look forward to my feedback exactly 1 week after you turn in your responses. I also think it's really important that you dialogue about these articles. So always be prepared. Again, I just want to set a norm here. Every time you do a reading response and the day that it is due, so February 2nd, not only will you upload your response to La Lima, but be prepared to share with your colleagues when you get to class, because hearing how they responded only adds another dimension to your understanding. And that's what literacy means, making meaning. And I think one way we make meaning of the content from each of these articles is by using literacy strategies. So throughout this semester, I will be introducing you to many strategies. And please know, a lot of you already may know these strategies, and I know that you use them in your own classrooms. But because you are becoming literacy specialists in our program, and you're going to be literacy leaders if you're not already in your schools and within your complex areas, I want you to still continue to build a menu of literacy strategies that you can share with teachers. You're going to be reading 4 articles, and all of these articles have to do with literacy coaching, which is what this course is about. I'm preparing you to be a literacy leader. And literally, there are hundreds of articles and so many books written about literacy coaching. This has been a hot topic for years. And I know in the 1990s, when I became a literacy coach for my school district, I couldn't read enough. Like, that's all I did was read, 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 read. So I'm bringing you some older texts because I think it's important to know the history of where literacy coaching began. But of course, I throw in newer texts, not super new at this point for this response, but newer. So I want you to have a range of perspectives across the years about coaching. Again, this is for this assignment. Stay tuned, as we'll be reading even newer texts along the way. So you're going to read these 4 texts, and the way you're going to respond, and I'm holding you accountable for showing evidence that you did this reading, is you're going to also write and create a conversational roundtable. Maybe some of you know this strategy already, and I've put this strategy at the bottom on the second page here. So this is the actual graphic organizer that I want you to engage with. And a couple things, I never want the technology to become an issue for you. So there's a couple things I want to point out. You are free to copy and paste all of this into a different document and work from there. You can also open up your own Word document. So let's say you create a new Word document. You can go up to tables. I'm presuming a lot of you know how to do this, and you can make a 4x4, and then you can put article number 1 in this box and write your ideas. If you're going to make a table like this, don't worry about the circle. The circle is for the word literacy coaching, because all 4 of these articles are concentrating on the idea of literacy coaching. And again, when you do this with your own students, you might have a topic that goes in the middle and you want them to watch 4 videos, or you want them to read a couple texts and watch 2 videos. You can do whatever the text is, it doesn't matter. For this one, I'm having you read 4 articles, and each box gets an article title. So in the left top box, this is where you write your ideas about what are the characteristics of effective literacy coaching. So they go here. And by the way, if you want to use my already created graphic organizer, you can grab this text box and it goes like this, and then you can start typing your bullet ideas in here. So let's see. I would bullet and write my ideas as well. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. It's a little bit of a pain. That's why, again, it's a little bit of a pain to write in here. It's not super bad, but if that bugs you or drives you nuts, again, feel free to create your own document. But I just wanted you to see how that worked. So again, follow the ideas here, left top box, left bottom box. No need to rewrite the title as long as you're putting the ideas that you grabbed from this article in the left bottom box, then I know that that's where that I'm reading about that article. I'll also know if just by the content that you put, because I know these articles well. Okay, so again, you're reading these 4 articles, and then you're creating your own roundtable conversation, because this allows you to see in one page all the different ideas that you collected about one big idea of literacy coaching. And I want to point out, I like these boxes because I don't want you to have to write pages and pages on end. The boxes keep you writing with economy and succinctly to capture just the salient points of the article. Sometimes less is more. And prove to me, though, if I just read, I like this article, that doesn't really go into the depth. Prove to me that you are connecting to the article by maybe sharing a direct quote or indirect quote that you grabbed from the article. Maybe you're highlighting an example that you read, or you have an example that you connected from your own personal experiences to something that one of the authors said. Again, evidence, give me some details. These are the ideas that resonate with you, that make sense to you. And by doing that, I hope that you will then make more meaning and remember the ideas from this article. And if something's confusing you, or you don't know something about an idea that was presented in these articles, write that in your list as well. Maybe you'll say, I need to know more information about this, or you want to pose a question. Again, you don't have a lot of space, so I'm looking for that economy. Now, for those of you that love to write more and more and you want to go into 2 pages, eat your heart out. I would never penalize you for writing more. And some of us have that style, and that is fine. But again, I keep it to a minimum of 1 page, just to let you know that I'm not looking for a thesis here or a long essay. I'm just looking for you grabbing the essential ideas. And then what's really fun and what I love about the roundtable, and especially in secondary education, I used to do this with my middle school students. For example, I would teach them this strategy so that when they were researching a particular topic, they would put the topic in the circle, and they would then look at the multiple resources so that they could also see the multiple perspectives around one topic. And because they had their notes all on 1 page, it allowed them to create that synthesis and more quickly and more efficiently, and also really speaks to the why we need to research multiple resources and grab multiple perspectives and not only work from one, because this is what makes our ideas around one topic a lot more complex. It's never as simple as we think. There's a lot of complexities to anything we look at. So that is one of the reasons I love the roundtable. But I've also seen primary, kindergarten through 3rd grade teachers use this too. I was working with a 1st grade teacher, and the students were learning about insects, and she put in the middle insects, and she was scribing this from them because the kids weren't writing yet, but they were able to go to centers and look at information at each of these centers around insects, and they were able to fill out the chart with the teacher and be able to look at the different things they learned about insects from the resources from the centers. So again, I just want to point out this is a strategy that can be adapted for all grade levels. And if some of you have used the roundtable, I'd like to hear about that in class when this assignment is due on February 2nd. So I think that is it. I think the directions are pretty straightforward, but I hope that this screencast gave you a better understanding of what I expect. And again, it's due February 2nd. And when you submit your roundtable to La Lima, also be prepared to share in class as well, because that's when it's wonderful. I just think that's when we really get a new perspective by hearing what others thought of the readings and what showed up on their roundtable compared to your roundtable. So I look forward to hearing your ideas about these readings, and I can't wait to also read your roundtables after February 2nd. Again, we will discuss this in class, so bring your questions or comments or concerns unless you found this very helpful and you don't have any. Thanks, everyone. See you in class.